guys, it's me, and today's video is going to be going through the startup cost of owning a hamster. I'm not going to be talking about monthly costs. This is just going to be going through each of the things that you need to purchase when you are first getting a hamster and just going through the costs. This is using Canadian and American pricing, so it might be different in your country, and for most of this I did use PetSmart's website to look at the different products and pricings. So the first thing you obviously are going to need to purchase is a cage. A hamster should have a very large cage, so this is going to take you to around $20 to $100. This depends on what type of cage you are going for. If you are going for a cheaper option, there is bin cages, which can cost around $20, and then the more expensive you go, which would be aquariums, and then there also is the IKEA Detolf, which is around $70. So it just depends on what option of cage you're going for. Next, you do need hamster bedding. Hamsters are burrowers, so you are going to need some type of substrate to put into the cage. I recommend anything that is paper-based or aspen. Usually these will run from around $12 to $40 being the most expensive, but it just really depends on the size of the bag you get and the material. Usually a paper base will be a little bit more expensive, but it is definitely worth it. So next, you are going to need a food dish for your hamster. This option, now you don't have to get a food dish from a pet store specifically. You can go to your local dollar store and actually pick up some type of dish like this, and these can go for around $1. If you do go with a pet store option, it is going to be around $3 to $5, so it will be a little bit more expensive. Next, you are going to need a water bottle. This is my favorite water bottle. It of course is the most expensive kind though, because it is a glass type, but if you want to go for a cheaper option, there is plastic, which it ranges from around $6 to $12 for this bottle. Next, you are going to need a hideout for your hamster. Even if your hamster doesn't use a hideout, I still recommend having one in their cage, just because it's a place where they can feel safe and sound. Now, these really depend on the material, I guess, you choose to buy. The plastic hideouts tend to be a lot cheaper than something that is ceramic or wooden, so it usually varies from around $5 to $12. The next thing you will need is chew toys. You definitely need these, and they are going to vary in price. It's usually not too expensive. They can go for around $2 to $5. The next thing you are going to need is toys for your hamster to stimulate their brain. Here I just have a tunnel and a bendy bridge. These are pretty cheap. And toys can vary from $5 to $10. It just really depends on what type of toy you're buying. Usually a bendy bridge is cheap, and then sometimes depending on the material it'll make it more expensive. Next, you will need a hamster wheel because hamsters are very active during the night, so you need something for them to get their energy out of. And this really depends on the size of your hamster. A dwarf hamster's wheel is going to be a lot cheaper than a Syrian's because their wheel is going to be smaller than a Syrian's. So it usually ranges from around $7 to $40. Next, you are going to need a hamster food, of course. Now, I recommend getting a pellet and a seed mix when you are making your hamsters food, because it gives them the best variety and the best nutrition, because there is no one seed mix that is going to give them all the nutrition they need. So for me personally, to buy pellets and a seed mix, it costs around $18. It depends really on what types of mixes you're going to get, but generally it costs around $18. The next thing you are going to need is a hamster carrier. Now, it is really important you have a hamster carrier, because in case you need to take your hamster somewhere, such as the vet or just anywhere really in general, it's really good to have a hamster carrier. They can range around $10 to $12. They're not too expensive. You could also even DIY your own out of a little bin or something like that. They really don't have to be that expensive. One of the last things you are going to need is a medical fund. Because hamsters are animals, they do need to see a vet if anything happens to them, and I do recommend having at least $100 saved up, because in case they do need to go to the vet, you'll have money saved for that special occasion if something does happen. And the last thing is the hamster itself. This really varies because it depends on where you're getting your hamster. If you're adopting, buying off of someone who can't have their hamster anymore, maybe they're selling their hamster, or if you're buying from a pet store. So really it can range from $0 to $20. So yeah guys, that is it for this video. Of course, these prices vary. You don't necessarily have to buy everything from a pet store. You can look in dollar stores and things like that and see if you can like make little hideouts or toys out of things. You don't have to buy the most expensive stuff. So yeah guys, thanks for watching. Bye!